There are moments in life when the world feels like a clenched fist. The future is uncertain. People let us down, and even our own thoughts can become knots of worry and fear. In those moments, something deep inside us tightens. We brace, we doubt, we try to control. But what if we didn't? What if instead of tension, we leaned into trust? This is what the Buddha gently pointed to. Not blind belief, but a conscious, courageous choice to soften, to open, and to trust the unfolding of life. In this video, we'll explore the Buddhist insight into choosing trust over tension, why it matters, how it heals, and how it can lead us to a deeper sense of understanding, compassion, and inner peace. Let's begin. 1. The roots of tension. Tension begins where fear lives. Not always in big, loud ways. Sometimes it's just a subtle clenching in the chest, a tightening in the jaw, a silent voice saying, "This might go wrong." From the Buddhist perspective, this tension is a symptom of something deeper. Attachment to how things should be, an aversion to how they are. We want life to unfold according to our plans. We want certainty, guarantees, control. But life doesn't work that way. Even a flower doesn't bloom on command. And so, tension arises. The Buddha taught that suffering, dukkha, stems from this exact resistance. From clinging, grasping, pushing away. And tension? It's the body's echo of that inner resistance. 2. The illusion of control. Why do we tense up? Because we believe that by holding on tightly to outcomes, to people, to expectations, we can control the future. But this is an illusion. Just as a river doesn't obey the hand, try and stop it. Life cannot be bent into shape by sheer force. When we act from tension, we move from fear. And fear narrows us. We stop listening. We stop feeling. We just react. In contrast, trust is spacious. It doesn't mean we become passive. It means we stop fighting what is. It means we meet the moment with openness, not with armor. The Buddha didn't teach us to escape life. He taught us to meet it fully, and that meeting begins with trust. 3. Trust is a practice. In Buddhism, trust is not a one-time decision. It's a practice, a quiet, moment-to-moment letting go. In Pali, the word saddhā refers to this kind of trust or confidence, not in dogma, but in the path itself, in the Eightfold Path, in mindfulness, in compassion, in your own capacity to awaken. This is not blind faith. This is experiential trust. You trust because you've seen the fruit of practice. You felt what happens when you let go of grasping. You've tasted peace, even if briefly, in a simple act of presence. And so you trust again and again. This trust grows, like a seed, watered with each breath, each choice to soften, each time you pause before reacting. 4. The cost of constant tension. Tension isn't just uncomfortable. It's costly. It tightens the body, clutters the mind, and locks the heart. Have you ever tried to meditate while clinging to a worry? It's like trying to watch the sky through a storm cloud. Tension breeds more tension. We tense up in relationships, expecting betrayal, and so we never allow true connection. We tense up in work, trying to control outcomes, and burn ourselves out chasing perfection. We even tense up in spiritual practice, straining for enlightenment, instead of relaxing into awareness. The Buddha's path was not about striving. It was about seeing clearly and responding with compassion. Tension says, "I must fix this now." Trust says, "I will meet this fully with presence." 5. Trusting the breath. One of the Buddha's simplest teachings was to follow the breath, not to control it, not to make it deeper or quieter, just to observe. Inhale, exhale. When you do this, what happens? You begin to soften. You begin to settle, because the breath doesn't need you to control it. It has always known what to do. This is a small, sacred act of trust. You let go of your grip, and life continues. And the more you trust the breath, the more you can trust the moment. Trust begins here, in the body, in awareness, in stillness, not in grand ideas, but in the quiet courage to feel and let go. 6. Trusting others without losing yourself. Trusting others doesn't mean ignoring red flags. It doesn't mean allowing harm or being naive. In Buddhism, trust includes wisdom. You can trust others while still being grounded in awareness. You can open your heart without abandoning your discernment. What does this look like? It means listening, not assuming. It means forgiving without forgetting your worth. It means showing up authentically, even if others don't. When we trust others from a place of presence, not neediness or fear, we create space for genuine connection. And even if others disappoint, we've still chosen the path of compassion. As the Buddha said, hatred is never appeased by hatred. Only love appeases hate. This is an eternal law. To choose trust is to break the cycle of tension. To choose peace, even when the world tempts you with fear. 7. The role of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the bridge between tension and trust. It allows us to see when we've clenched, when we're bracing for impact, when we've fallen into fear. And in that seeing, we create space. The Buddha encouraged observing sensations, thoughts, emotions, not to judge them, but to understand them. Because when you understand something, you no longer fear it. And when you no longer fear it, you can let it go. This is the heart of trust, not forcing yourself to relax, but seeing clearly why you tensed in the first place, and offering compassion to that part of you that tried to survive, that part of you that only wanted to be safe. 8. Trust is freedom. Trust is not a weakness. It's freedom. It frees you from having to control every outcome. It frees you from living in reactivity. It frees you from the exhausting game of what if. When you choose trust, you're not saying, everything will go the way I want. You're saying, whatever happens, I will remain present. I will meet it with wisdom and love. That is power. That is freedom. The Buddha found this freedom not through conquest, but through surrender. A deep, awakened trust in the nature of reality. He saw that all things arise and pass away, that no moment can be clung to, and that peace comes from releasing the grip. 9. Daily practices to choose trust. So how do we live this? Here are 3 gentle practices. 1. Soften the body. When you feel tension, pause. Feel your shoulders, your jaw, your chest. Let them relax. This physical softening sends a signal of safety. 2. Say silently, I trust this moment. Even if it's hard, even if it's messy, you're not trusting that it's perfect. You're trusting that you can meet it. 3. Return to the breath. Let guide you back, not as an escape, but as a homecoming. Each time you do this, you plant a seed of trust, a seed of peace, and those seeds, they grow. There is a great tenderness in the act of trust. It says, I no longer need to fight everything. I no longer need to hold so tightly. I can rest. I can breathe. I can trust life and myself. The Buddha's path wasn't paved with tension. It was walked with presence, patience, and trust. And today, in this very breath, you can begin again, not by knowing all the answers, but by softening your grip and opening your heart. Because when you choose trust over tension, you don't just change your mind, you change your life. Thank you for listening. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you choose trust and find freedom.